clip is how to get you to have more time for yourself, to be able to do those tasks that are actually your tasks and have more people do the tasks that they should be doing. In other words, how do you get to have a team that you can delegate things to? So we will look at how do I develop team members so that they will get to have the capabilities to get the knowledge that they need that you can delegate tasks. Now, most people have a pretty good idea of 1, 2, or 3 steps that they can take. There's one essential step that most leaders forget. That's what we'll look at today. The first step, if I want to get to be able to delegate, is if I have someone come into the organization that is new, I need to be very directive in what I tell them to do. So I specifically say, okay, this is what you do first, then you do this, then you do this, then you do that. All we do there is we're just being very directive about what they're doing. They're not learning anything, really, they're just doing something you tell them. So the next step you take is once you have time to train them, that's what you ideally do. So if they need to learn a new software system, if they need to learn how to fillet an orange, how to wash their hands, whatever it is in whatever business you're in, then you take your time to train them. And when you train them, there are 3 things that you need to be aware of, that they should then be at the end be aware of. What it is that they're doing, how they're doing it, and why they're doing it. The why is very, very important, often forgotten. The why is the motivator and the anchor in our brain. It's like the glue that lets it really stay in our brain, lets us remember what to do. So those are the 3 steps in training. If you want to see an example, you can look at the video that's coming about the 4-step method, and that will be more explained what are those 4 steps then. For now, let us assume you've already done the training. Now what? Very often leaders believe, now I can delegate. Now the person is ready for me to tell them, okay, just take care of it. The interesting thing is, and most people are not aware of that even in a really, really, really good training, only about 20 or 30% of what I am trying to teach is actually learned by the person. Because there's so much new things, much of it is forgotten. Interestingly enough, only consciously, not unconsciously. Consciously, they don't remember 70% or 80%. Unconsciously, they do. So what is my task? After I'm done training and the person comes to me again and says, I'm sorry, how do I fillet this orange again? Is not to do it and tell them again what to do, because then I'm going back into the directive. Instead, now what I do is I want to activate that knowledge that they actually already have inside them to bring it from the unconscious into the conscious by asking questions. So I'll ask, what was the first step that you could take? What do you think is the most important? I need to cut the orange. Okay, one moment. Before you cut the orange, what may be very important to consider, especially in terms of bacteria. Oh, right, I have to wash my hands and I have to wash the orange. Exactly. Then what do? Then I can cut, and then you go on and on and on and on. So you're constantly asking the questions, and the questions again are, how are you doing something? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Those are the questions that you can use as guidelines. Then, when they have that, there's one more final question to ask, which is, now that you know how to do this, what's going to happen the next time you're asked to fillet an orange? I'll take care of it myself. Exactly. Now you know they're ready to be delegated to. In the future, you can just delegate whatever task it is to them. And if you follow these steps, and yes, of course, sometimes the things that they learn are much more complex, so you take a little bit more time. If you follow these 4 steps, then you will have a team that can do their tasks on their own and are responsible for their own output. So enjoy practicing coaching. Bye-bye.